ahead, start recording this. So welcome guys to our live trading session. It is October 8th, Thursday, last live trading session of the week. So we're trying to wrap up this week and this week on a good note. It's been an up and down week. But as always, we come back, another day, get on the charts, see what's going on. And, we're here for you guys, but we're here for ourselves as well. So we're going to take a look today at market structure. We're going to break down all the major pairs, get into some entries, our key levels, projections, just a lot of lessons. This is completely for free. So I'm going to hand it over if you want to get started first.
Yep.
If you guys have any questions during the session, just feel free to write in the chat. This session is for you guys. There we go. You should be good.
Okay. Good to go. You guys can see my chart. So let me know in chat. Get a little interaction going here. Cool. Seeing some yeses. All right, cool. Awesome, guys. So as usual, we're going to start off on DXY. And I'm just going to go over why. This is just an index chart, right? So this just shows the strength of the US dollar. So you'll see in the top left, US dollar currency index. The symbol for this is DXY. And you can analyze other, currencies. So there's indexes for the yen, for the Australian dollar, and so on. But we're going to take a look at the dollar specifically because it makes up for 80% of all trade, and it is considered the reserve currency of the world. So for those of you that do analyze DXY, I'm sure you've noticed as price fluctuates on DXY, we've been seeing some serious swings on major pairs. One example would be AUD USD, right? It's moving. It's reacting pretty heavily off of any small movements from DXY. So right now, we're just going to take a look at the overall trend here. We are very much still bearish on this daily time frame. So this was a daily higher low that broke. This was the break that confirmed this trend transitioning from bullish to bearish. So after this broke, we were then bearish on the daily time frame. Price action shot down to the monthly, consolidated, broke a 4-hour lower high. So then on the 4-hour, we transitioned from a bearish trend to a bullish trend. So daily, we're still bearish. 4-hour, we're bullish. All right, so let's drop down to the 4-hour, get a closer look. All right, so this was that break that turned the trend on the 4-hour. Broke this set of lower highs here, gave us a higher low, and now it's just kind of flatlining. So we don't really have any indication as to where this is going to go. Is it going to continue higher, or is it going to drop back below this 4-hour level? So we really got to wait for one of these areas to break to get a good idea, to gain some confidence into where it's going to go. I mean, ideally, I would like to see, I think this upward movement makes the most sense, considering that we just had this daily break. So the likelihood of a retracement into this area is very high. 200 EMA is there. That's the average. And then again, you always want to retest, broken support. So this is very likely, in my opinion, that this is going to continue higher. And, it's obviously in line with the 4-hour trend, which is bullish. So if we start getting some higher lows, that's going to be our target area up here, back towards 96 flat. Okay. So if this breaks lower, we're looking for a lower high below this 4-hour zone, in which case we'll look to target lower, back towards prior lows at the monthly, and then we'll reanalyze. So this is our lowest target for now, the monthly zone. Then again, once it gets to this zone, we'll reanalyze, kind of come up with 2 other scenarios, and just wait for it to play out there. We'll analyze and then make some good analysis in this area. All right, but for now we gotta wait. This thing is kind of just going sideways, bouncing off this minor structure level, bouncing off this 4-hour structure level. And so we got to see where it goes. All right, so that's DXY. It did look like for a minute that it was going to go bullish. We had a ton of volume, good candles, good bullish candles stepping into the market. So it looked like it was going to break, but it didn't. We got faked out by this evening star and back into consolidation. So got to really wait on that one. Really want to make sure that we have a direction, a clear direction anyway. So let's move on to AUD USD. Daily time frame to start. Overall, we were very bearish, right? See all these lower highs, huge drop. Price action comes back up, tests this zone where this lower high was, and then finally breaks it. So this was actually a weekly lower high. So that means that the weekly trend changed from bearish to bullish here on this whole breakout, which is pretty significant. So let's go down to the 4 hour, get a closer look. So here is that weekly breakup structure, right? Weekly time frame is bullish. And then weekly, daily, everything was bullish pretty much on this whole this channel here. And then we started getting some breaks. So we had a minor break right here. This is probably more of a 1 hour breakup structure that started this transition. Then we got a daily breakup structure here. So this is a daily higher low. It broke through that. So now the daily's bearish, the 1 hour's bearish, whereas and then the 4 hour was bearish until we got this breakdown here. So here was so once we broke this daily, it shot all the way down to our monthly zone, gave us a nice little double bottom, and then retraced. So it pulled back to our daily break, gave us a double top, and then pushed lower again. So let's drop down time frames once more, kind of analyze what's going on here. All right, so holding below the daily time frame still bearish. We got another 1 hour break of a higher low, 1 hour is bearish. 4 hour break of a higher low was bearish, but then we broke back above. So now we're kind of in an area. So like, watch, let's get rid of this, get rid of this, get rid of that. All right, so now we're retesting 1 hour break of structure. It is still technically bearish, and it could remain bearish until we see this zone break. So let's go ahead and mark this up. 2 trade ideas for this. Okay, so what do we need to see to go bullish? This right here, nice higher low above this 1 hour level. Could potentially take an aggressive entry into this daily zone. So this could be something there, or really want to see if it's going to go bearish. We need to see rejection at this 1 hour level. And then preferably, I'd like to see some lower highs below the 200 EMA. Then we could tuck it back down towards the 4 hour. Let me just highlight the zone for you guys. Pretty much 715. Let's do this. Okay, so if we get a lower high below this zone, I'll be taking shorts on that. Okay, but I need to see a serious transition. And with these MAs right here, I'm not going to be too aggressive. I'm going to really wait on this one, be patient. I want to see a lower high below these MAs. All right, so pretty much just want to capture a transition to the downside to confirm another bearish leg. All right, so these are our 2 scenarios. Let's go to the 4 hour to double check. How likely is it that if it breaks lower, we'll drop down to the 4 hour? Pretty likely, considering it hasn't tested this broken level yet. And this would be then a really nice lower high opportunity for a MA cross and then a big drop. Okay, and then if it goes bullish, for it to test this daily again makes a lot of sense. It'd be the 3rd touch, and we'll see how it plays out. All right, so that's AU. Move on to AJ. It's always AU and AJ are always going to look relatively similar. So we're expecting something similar here. Let's go to the daily time frame. Oh, yeah, I loaded volume for a minute. Just wanted to see a spike. So let's get rid of that. Here we are on the daily. All right, we were very bearish. Here's our last lower high before this Corona drop. Price actually came all the way back up, tested the prior lower high, just like we saw in AU. Consolidated in this ascending triangle. Gave us a little bit of a break through the monthly, but it didn't have any weight to it, no conviction. It came right back. And then, it's kind of just moving sideways now, but let's drop down to the 4 hour and get a closer look. All right, so it's a little messy, guys. Let me clear this up. All right, we'll get to that in a second. But I just want to bring this to your attention that we broke this higher low, which was lower time frame transition. And then we broke this higher low here, which was more of a daily higher low. So this is like a 4 hour higher low in here. This is a daily higher low. And we broke it. So we went bearish on the daily time frame. Came back up, retested with a double top right off the 61.8 and broken support, testing as resistance. But now it's ranging. So we got 3 touches at the bottom, 3 touches at the top. Let's drop to the 1 hour and kind of draw up some trade opportunities. Let me just clear this a little here. Okay. Okay. Oops. Let me just adjust all these. It's easier to see. 4 hour break. Okay. All right, cool. I think we're good. So that was a 1 hour break of structure. It's the daily. So this is still testing this daily zone basically, and I'm going to consider this a zone. Remember, price action is not going to stop exactly on your support or resistance. It's just like it could overlap a little bit, especially on a higher time frame. This is a daily zone, so for price action to kind of go past it a little bit is acceptable. Anything pretty much within this range here, pretty much right below the 61.8 to the daily, I'm considering it a test, okay? Because it's pretty much bearish until it breaks above that. So let's go over two scenarios here. I'm just going to highlight this for the sake of visuals, make it really easy and clear for you guys, because this is essentially a really perfect range. We have 3 touches on the bottom. Let's establish this lower zone as a range already. Now we're getting 3 touches on the top. So it's going to make it really easy to find scenarios because it's a range. You're looking for a break to the upside or downside. So essentially, it's going to look something like this. So very easy to see this range, guys. These yellow zones are I'm just marking up the sideways movement here. Okay, so we could see something like this. We get a higher low above this zone. Look to take longs into significant resistance, like deeper fib level, 786, 886 even. Maybe even to the 100, depending how much momentum that has if it breaks out. So that's one, but keep in mind, this was a daily break of structure. So technically, on the daily time frame and higher, we're still very much bearish. We're only bullish on the 4-hour, and weekly actually. So weekly and 4-hour we're bullish. Daily, we're bearish. All right, so let's see what happens if we try to find some short opportunities. So we're looking for a break back below the MAs. Look for a lower high below the daily, below the MAs. Take a short based on that with strong bearish setups. That'd be a really nice trade. And then, of course, always look to manage it because, again, this could be a 2-part trade. If it breaks through support here, breaks back below these higher lows, it would turn this 4-hour trend to bearish. And then, same thing, looking for re-entries on a lower high. Okay, so that's basically our 2 options. I mean, we're still overall bearish, so we're going to naturally favor bearish opportunities, but we really want to make sure we have the right confirmation. So looking for these lower highs below significant support levels. All right, and that's AJ. Let's move on to UJ. Then we got 2 more after. This one's looking like it's ready to skyrocket. Let's cover this on the daily to start. Okay, super bearish on UJ, guys. No surprise there. Still very bearish. Tons of lower highs, tons of patterns. Kind of forcing price action to the bottom of this support, pretty much down at 104.5 for this giant descending triangle. Okay, that's where we're at now. That's where we touched recently. Excuse me, tested it twice. So we know we're bearish on the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour. Okay, 4-hour lower high is right here at 100%. So pretty much until this zone is broken, we're bearish. Right here. Okay, something like that. Very much bearish. That's a 4-hour lower high. We did just break this 1-hour lower high down here. This zone. Let me just drag this across. This zone right here was a 1-hour. So we recently transitioned on the 1-hour from bearish to bullish. Could we get a 4-hour transition? Let's see. Let's zoom in on the 1-hour. A closer look here. So this, guys, is what's called a bullish pennant. I honestly just put out a post about this yesterday, I believe. Or I was talking about a bearish pennant, but same thing applies, just the opposite. This is a bullish pennant. This is a continuation pattern. So what this is showing is we had a huge rally, surge of price action. Now we have consolidation. So this is the market taking a breather, taking a minute to kind of make its next run. We're going to look to make a play on this. If we see, hold on, let me drag this over. If we see a break and retest, we're looking to go long on this. Whoops. Where is my, I went to the wrong pair, switch pairs. I'm just trying to drag these fibs over. Give me 1 second, please, guys. All right, cool. All right, so we're actually at a really deep retracement. Let me see if these fibs are still accurate. Yeah, they are. So we're at a deep retracement, 88.6. I think it's going to go long still. This thing has a lot of momentum. So what we're looking for here is just a quick break and retest. And a break and retest doesn't mean it has to be a higher low on this time frame. It could literally just be represented on the 1-hour as a wick on the backside of a bullish candle or something. So this could be a good opportunity, targeting higher, back into this this zone right here where the prior lower high was, right where 100% fib level is. But if this has enough conviction, guys, this thing could honestly surge all the way up into the weekly. So this is really the last target that we're choosing, trying to get all the way up into this area. Let's go back to the 1 hour, see if this makes sense. Looks like it does. And yeah, this is the move we'll be trying to capture, okay? This is what needs to happen for us to go long on UJ. If not, let's say DXY continues to consolidate and then eventually breaks lower. We're just going to be looking for lower high below major support here at 105.8. So this zone right here, guys, that we just crossed through, pretty much this 1 hour zone. So that's what we'll be looking for. And then naturally, we'll be trying to make a play all the way down to the prior low, like so. All right. So either way this plays out, we'll be ready for it. I mean, this would be a really great opportunity if it dropped, got into a position just below these MAs as we confirm the lower high and so on. That would be ideal. But yeah, we got to wait on this one. Either this pattern's going to break out or it's going to fail, and then we'll take it from there. All right, that's UJ. Let's move on to EJ, and then we got gold. EJ looks like it's about to shoot the moon right now. Let's go ahead and go to the daily. Overall, we were very bearish until we got a daily break of structure right here. Right, and then this was daily lower highs. We broke that, got a higher low. That's what confirmed the transition from daily bearish to daily bullish. After this higher low, we got a rally into our monthly zone where we got pretty much a triple top. Nice, clear reversal pattern, pushed lower, broke through a set of higher lows, and then gave us a 4 hour new bearish trend. All right, so daily was bullish, 4 hour was bearish. Let's drop down to the 4 hour, get a closer look. So we were bearish on the 4 hour, and then it broke back above it. So it was holding as resistance here for a while after it broke support. Then finally broke back above, gave us a higher low, good volume, and now is consolidating back above 4 hour structure. So this thing could rally all the way up to the monthly where the prior highs were, right? There's no real support. I mean, there is some like average support in here. Nothing crazy. Where is it? 125, 4, 35, 4. So all that this is going to be, this is less significant resistance. So all that this is going to be is one of our first targets. All right, so other than this resistance level, there's pretty much nothing up until the monthly. So this thing could rally if it had the momentum. Okay, let's go to the 1 hour now. Kind of mark up some trade ideas. All right, so this is a nice little flag. Well, it's actually more of a rectangle. More of a rectangle. So there you go. Whoops. Yeah, more of a rectangle. All right, so how are we going to play this, guys? A rectangle is usually a continuation pattern. So what we want to see, continue with this long bias, any sort of retest, back end of a candle or a higher low after a break of the rectangle is what we're looking for. Then we'll target higher. This is going to be a massive trade. You can just see it. Gigantic trade. 6-to-1 risk to reward. Absolutely absurd. A good stop loss. And of course, you could adjust your stop loss to be more protected. Drop your lot size, less risk. You could come all the way down to here and still be 2-to-1. So 90 to get 180. Great risk to reward. I wouldn't choke it that much. Maybe I would do 40. Maybe just outside, maybe 50, just outside the 4 hour here, leaving us just over 3.5, 3.5 risk to reward. Great trade. So we're risking 1% to get 3.5. All right, so this is the scenario we're looking at. However, if price action fails, just look for a lower high below the 4 hour zone again, and then play it down towards major support levels. Okay, that's just the flip side of it. And then we'll reanalyze as we start breaking support and take it from there. Let's take one more look on the 4 hour, kind of just make sense of everything. 4 hour looks good, very likely. If it reverses here, we'll get a nice little head and shoulders, actually, it looks like, and then make a play below the 4 hour down to significant support and then potentially lower. All right, so that's EJ. I like this long idea, though. Definitely am feeling good about the long idea on that. All right, so last is gold. last but not least. All right, daily time frame to start. Bullish, guys. I mean, that's just like the most bullish chart you've ever seen. So we know that the overall time frame is very, very bullish. We got this huge ascending triangle. After we broke 1800, we rallied up, got the triangle, and then established support at 1900, or I'm sorry, 1915, and then broke it, and then retested. So that's where we are now. Let's drop to the 4-hour and get a closer look. All right, we're at a key level right now. Here was the break. Here was the retest. Nice little ascending channel, but clearly weakening. Just how close these higher lows are and these higher highs are to each other. With all this exhaustion and it's not much volume, that shows a weakening of a trend. That's fine. That's what we want to see. We got good rejection. Broke through this this higher low here. This is like a 1 hour, 30-minute higher low. Broke through it. Currently retesting right now at 1900, which is also a nice psychological level. So I'm going to show you guys how this could play out. Let me just go ahead and adjust these fibs for a second. Cool. All right, let's get rid of this. All right, so we're looking short. Maybe we want to ride the trend looking short. Honestly, you just want to see any sort of rejection from this 1900 handle. Any sort of rejection. Nice bearish engulfing. Some sort of, conviction and good closure. You could enter on that. Because this is already a break and retest. This is like a secondary break and retest on a lower time frame. If it rejects this level, I have full confidence that this is going to drop at least down to the 61.8 again. So this could be a nice little short play. But also see how weak this is. Look how many candles are forming, how much indecision for this little rally. For this little pullback, we needed all these bullish candles. In my opinion, that shows it's weakening, right? So keep in mind when trading gold that it is extremely correlated to DXY. I mean, inversely correlated, but I mean correlated in the sense that if DXY moves, we're going to see gold move, right? So if the US dollar drops, we'll see gold appreciate. If we see DXY appreciate, we'll see gold drop, and vice versa. All right, so this could be a nice play. Let me see how many pips this is. Just over 400 pips. Stop loss would be pretty tight as well. So this could be a good trade. So let's talk about the flip side for a second. What needs to happen? What do we need to see happen for us to go bullish? For me personally, I need to see it break back above 1950 with a damn good higher low and confirming setups. Then I'll go long again until we break back above these 1, 2 levels. I'm bearish. It only makes sense. It needs to prove a lot. Okay, let's go to the daily for a second. Just double check our work, see if this makes sense. Okay, if we get a break back above this zone, we're bullish. That's looking great. Nice little higher low action would be good. Target up towards prior lower highs and higher highs. And if we continue with this bearish trend, is it likely that it'll drop to the 61.8 and potentially lower down towards 1800? Yes, 100%. There's no real support catching it until 1800 and this low here, obviously. But other than that, that's pretty much it. So that's gold, guys. Quick recap. Covered DXY, AU, AJ, UJ, EJ, and gold. So I'm going to pass this off to Angelo. He's going to cover some more pairs for you guys. You're muted.
My bad. I see we got a good amount of people in here. That was a good little session there, Nick.
What the hell? What happened?
I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. But as always, guys, we're gonna do the giveaway today. So if you guys want to get in on the giveaway, just post your Discord name in the chat. If you guys aren't in our Discord, I'll go ahead and drop the link so you guys can join up in here. Boom. We had everyone submit their names yesterday too. So pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a winner today for both sessions. It's gonna be $50. So get that in, and I'm gonna go ahead get into some of the major pairs here. So post your names in there for the giveaway, and yeah, if you guys have any questions, just write in the chat. Any questions about anything that we're going over. And yeah, that's it. So I'm going to get started. You did AUD, so I'm going to keep that off. I'm going to get started with Nzd Usd. We're going to clear things up a little bit and we are going to take a step back on this, and we're going to go back up to the higher time frame, and we're going to take a look and see what the hell is going on. So up on the higher time frame, up on the weekly, let's look at where we're at currently. Market structure is very bearish. We're forming lows, lower high, lows, lower high here. So we are overall in a downtrend, guys. We retested this level 3 times, 1, 2, 3, most previously making this huge bearish engulfing. Now, remember though, this is the weekly time frame. This is the weekly time frame, guys. So as always, we need to break this down to the lower time frames, to the daily first. As we can see on the daily time frame, right now we had some bullish structure forming highs, higher lows, high, higher low, high up here. And then we broke this very minor level. More importantly, we needed to break below this level on the daily time frame in order to start to transition fully. But we are in a seller's like a pullback right now. We're in a pullback as we get down to the 4 hour time frame. We broke structure here. So pretty much every time frame below the 4 hour right now is bearish. So as we look for a new position, we want to keep that in mind. Weekly is bearish, daily is bullish, and then 4 hour and below is bearish. And we want every time frame to line up, guys. We want every time frame to line up. That way that we know momentum is in our favor and things are going to push in the direction of the overall trend. So looking at where we are right now, potential trade opportunities, obviously we're bearish on this time frame. We need to get below this level as we bump down to the 30-minute as we bump down to the 30-minute time frame. This is basically what we need to maintain. So we need to maintain this level right here. We need to maintain this lower high that just formed, and we could fib from this level to this level. And ideally, we need to enter, if this does find resistance here, we need to enter on some sort of lower high. We need to enter on some sort of lower high in this area. And all that looks like, guys, if we start to get a push through the moving averages, we could just safely put our stops outside of this level, outside of this 110% level, above this previous lower high and this area. And then we'll shift back up to the higher time frames and start targeting this low right here. So NU looking bearish right now. And unless we break above this level right here, we're going to get some downward movement. So let's bump over now to USEF. Let's go up to the weekly time frame on USEF. And again, guys, beginning of the week, we post all the analysis in this chat. If you guys want to come back and look at the analysis for the week, you can just click this link. You can go ahead and play it forward, see how things are playing out. Just hit this little play button right here. We're giving you 2 scenarios, so make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. Let's get back onto this though. So USEF weekly time frame. Let's clear this up. Weekly is overall bearish. We rejected this 200-day right here. Had this candle close with a little bit of a wick, so we're just in between this area right now, and we just need to continue breaking this down. So down to the daily, weekly time frame is bearish, monthly time frame is bearish, and as we can see on the daily time frame, daily is bullish. So daily time frame is bullish. This thing is in a retracement, pushing against this trend right now. So let's continue to go lower. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame is bearish, guys. So 1 hour time frame is bearish. Let's go up to 4 hour. 4 hour time frame is in this large retracement as well. If we want this thing to continue to push with that 1 hour time frame, we're at a good level right now, or that daily time frame. We're at a good level right now. We're testing previous resistance, now turn support. So let's bump up right here. This is the support level that I have drawn, and remember, it's a range. It's not exactly just that line. We're not going to stick just to a line here. It's just more about price being in this zone. So as we come down time frames right here, we can see we need to break a structure like we talk about on inside the course and inside a couple of videos this week. Earlier this week, we went over market structure pretty closely, and we're just looking for a lower high to break here. So we have all of this market structure. It's starting to form some structure here. We're going to need a break above here, get that retest, and then go long there. So we like to just do this just to paint a better picture for those that are struggling with market structure. and pretty much, try to keep it as simple as possible. We've got to the left here, we've got lower highs forming, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And then right here, we've got this pullback. We have this potential lower high right here. If this thing finds support and then heads to the upside, this will be a clean break. And that's what we're looking for. Look at the lower time frames, break structure, and then we're going to try to enter right over here. So that's what we will be entering. So let's bring back everything onto the charts. Boom. So as we can see, we are starting to potentially transition. On the flip side, though, if we do find resistance here at this level, we could head lower. So keep that in mind. If this thing finds resistance at the top here, pushes below, makes another lower high, we could short this, stops above this level, and there should be some momentum here for this thing to continue, very similar to all of these pushes here. So that's USEF. Let's go over to EU. Let's bump up to the daily time frame and let's clear things up a little bit. Let's bump all the way up to the weekly. So weekly time frame, don't get it too confused here, guys. This thing has broke bullish, went very bullish, and then we started to get resistance at this weekly level. Right here, we fell back through here. So really right now, what we need to happen to buy is we need to hold above that level. And then to sell, we need to stay below this level. So as we start to break this down to the daily time frame had broke support right here. Boom. Broke support right there, coming back up. We're retesting the shit out of that level right now. So as we come down to the 1 hour, we can very clearly see 1 hour time frame is bullish, making highs and higher lows, high, higher low. So it's the same thing we just went over with USEF. We're going to need a clean break of structure to the downside. This was drawn yesterday, so now we need to adjust this. It's still just ranging in this area, so we're going to need a very clean break to the downside below this level. And then on the flip side, if this thing does start to surge above this area, that's when we're going to look for long opportunities when we get above here. So this is Euro USD. Let's get over to UCAD. Let's clean everything up right here. Let's bump up to the weekly time frame. Let's clear this up. So on the weekly time frame with UCAD, we're in this large retracement here, guys, this large push. We are below the moving averages. We're below this monthly resistance level, so we're bearish. We're bearish on this time frame. As we come down to the daily, daily is bearish as well. We have, like we drew previously, like so, low, lower high, low, potential lower high, right there. Starting to freeze up a little bit. Just delete this. So potential lower high right here. Boom. If we look closer on this daily, we've got this bearish engulfing candle. Previously, we had all this price action here. As we come down now to the 1 hour, 1 hour time frame, this is pretty much what we were looking at. And look, 1 hour time frame broke structure here, broke support, flipped to the downside there, made this new low, pulled back, made this lower high. And we say lower high, guys, for one of two reasons. Hit 38.2, also moved with the moving averages, crossed back to the upside, and then pushed back through 0%. So that's why we're calling it a lower high here. And then we've retraced all the way up to this level. So this is when we moved our fibs from this high to this low right here. We saw this retracement all the way up to this 100% level. Tested all the way up to this 100% level, and then we moved back through the moving averages here. A little bit of a pullback. Had that rejection right there. So this was really the true entry right there. What was this? That was yesterday. So that was really the true entry right there, guys. Retraced up to this level, found resistance, and then we started to fall through. So right now, really what we're targeting is this support level. We're targeting -27. This thing is just bearish. This thing is bearish. We would need to enter at the next lower high point, and pretty much we would need to find support. So if we move our fibs from here down to here, we would need to see some sort of retracement, at least to here, at the least to retest this low right here, find a retracement, and then we will look for other short opportunities. So UCAD, we are still bearish, guys, until we break a much higher. But right now, we're just very bearish on this. So let's go to GU. Let's look at, let's take some of this off, clear this up. Boom. Let's bump up time frames. Let's go to the weekly. So weekly time frame, GU on the weekly time frame has been bearish, has been rejecting this level one, two, three, 4 times, guys, rejecting that level. As we look a little bit closer, we are right in this area right now. I'm going to actually measure this for us. This is a little bit tight, but these weekly and monthly levels are definitely still significant. It's consolidating between this weekly and monthly level right now. So we're just stuck in this area. We've been stuck here for weeks, guys. We've been stuck in this area for legit weeks. As we come down to the daily, we can see daily time frames in this retracement right now. But in this overall trend, guys, we're bullish. In this overall trend, we're bullish right here like this. As we can see last week, we pushed up from the 61.8 level right here, and we're starting to get the moving averages to cross now there, which is definitely significant. As we come down to the 1 hour time frame right now, let's just look at market structure on this time frame. We have this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher lows formed here, came to the upside, made this trend line here that we're respecting still. So we will see if this trend line continues to be respected. We did just form a lower high here, which shows that we're finding a lot of sellers at this level, at this resistance level. We could even say that this is some sort of head and shoulders forming up here. So if this neckline breaks right now, this thing breaks to the downside, then we will be looking to short. We'll look for potential shorts, but first we'll bump up time frames, guys. We'll bump up to a higher time frame just to see what's going on. Like we'll bump up to the daily. At this point, if this thing starts to break below this trend line, these moving averages might cross back down. They might cross back down, and then we might look for sells back into this level. So as long as these moving averages are crossed to be bullish, and as long as this neckline holds, as long as the support level holds, we are still going to look for buys. We're going to still look for buy opportunities. So pretty much what we're looking for right now is we're looking for a higher low to form, some sort of push like here, rejecting this level. We've got the trend line, we've got the 200-day. We've also got this weekly level. So even more ideally, it'd be nice to get this. Be nice to get a break above this, retest, long. So it'd be nice to get a break above this, retest, and then long. So that's what we're looking at with GU. Last but not least, let's bump over to GJ. We marked this up earlier this week in these live sessions. So let's take a look at what's going on here. Weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, overall bearish, trend line still there. Looking more closely at where we're at right now, we have this weekly huge doji candle, and then we had this bullish engulfing candle that came through. So buyers kind of stepped in right now. Moving averages are still crossed. They're still bullish right now. So this little retracement isn't ready yet to dump on the weekly time frame. On the daily, market structure bullish right here. Rejected this 78.6 level. Moving averages starting to cross. As you go down to the 1 hour time frame, very clearly making higher highs and higher lows right here. Higher high, higher low, higher high, retest the low multiple times, push to a new high. And this is where we're at. This is where we're at right now, guys. We just hit 61.8, and then we came up, tested 38.2, came up, rejected the high. So if we were to draw this, just like our little example here, this is pretty much what it would look like right now. And let's just clean some of this up. Delete this. Delete this right here. And let's just hide these. Take a look. Not that. Let's hide these candles, take these off, and we'll just take a look at right now, just a little lesson on fibs, guys. So right now we had a high form, pulled back, hit 618, came up, pulled back, hit 38.2, came up, rejected the highs. If we get a break below here, and then we get a retest of the broken support, that is when we will look to short this pair. So market structure is forming, guys, before our eyes. Market structure is forming right now. And with that in mind, if we bump up time frames to the daily, right here, if we bump up to the daily time frame, if that does happen, if we start to reject this level, start to pull back, we'll start to go below the moving averages. These will cross to the downside, and we'll start to target that weekly level down there. So on the flip side, if this thing does come down, and instead of this happening, we come down to this previous support level and we find support right here. And by find support, I mean we form some sort of bullish variation. So I'll show you guys in 1 second. So we come down to this level and we form something very similar to this. Very similar to this, bullish engulfings through the moving averages cross back. See how they cross red over blue? We don't want to buy right now. We need to wait till it goes back blue over red. And we need to just use price action. We just need to use price action and it'll show us when to enter. So that is GJ. That is all the pairs that I have for you guys to go over. NU, USEF, EU, UCAD, GU. Nick went over AU, UJ, a lot of minor pairs. And that's pretty much it for the live session, guys. So if you have any questions, just throw it in the chat. One last call, and I still enter the giveaway. The chat seems crazy. Yeah, just put your Discord name in the chat, guys, if you want to enter the giveaway. I'll get everyone in there so that we can give you guys a chance at $50. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So good week this week, long week. It seems like a lot going on with the debates and everything like that too. But keep on top of the news, keep on top of everything. Stay in our Discord, stay active, guys. There's a lot going on in there for sure, and take advantage. Take advantage of everything that is going on in there. Let's see. So again, any last minute questions, feel free to post in the chat. And then if you guys are interested, we're going to run a little promotion on signals. We're going to do 149 one-time fee, so it's lifetime. And with the signals, you're going to get the obviously signals, fundamentals, trading plan, and these live sessions. So just to build off these live session guys, it's 149 one-time fee. So if you guys are interested in that, sign up and you'll get access to all these premium channels in here, including the signals and including the updates, including the premium analysis, and there's like a full course along with that as well. So just wanted to get that out there to you guys. If you're interested, just shoot me a message after this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So last session of the week. We'll see you guys again on Sunday. Dun, dun, dun. See you guys again on Sunday Market Blitz. And we'll keep you guys posted. Keep you guys posted in the chat. I got to unmute Nick here.
There we go. I just had some noise over here, so I muted myself. Yeah. But yeah, guys, it's the last live session for the week. Thursday, we're wrapping it up. The next time you can see us is for our Sunday Market Blitz on Sunday. So that's where we prepare for the week. We'll go over, a fresh new analysis of all the pairs we just covered and kind of take you guys into the week on Sunday. So until then, enjoy the rest of the week, guys. We're here if you need us. You could always message us on Discord. We're very accessible. And yeah, hopefully we see some of you guys in the community.
Yep. Yeah, so we'll catch you guys Sunday. Look out for the free analysis that we'll post in here. Also, if you're not on the Telegram, if you prefer that, get in there. And hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your night, and we'll see you guys in the next session.
Perfect. Peace, guys.